Hi guys. So welcome back or welcome. So some of you guys are coming back for your next year, your second year, your final year here at Hocking College. And some are coming, like this is going to be your first semester here at Hocking College, or a first semester in this particular program that you're in right now, or this is, you started last spring, which was probably not the best semester to start. But it is what it is, and everybody survived in one format or capacity or another. And this is your second semester coming back to Hocking College. So whatever capacity you're in, welcome back. Spring was rough. Summer was a lot of uncertainty, and which leads us to fall, which is still has a lot of uncertainty. I think about the only thing right now is certain is that things have changed, and it's probably going to stay like that for probably the rest of this academic year. I'm hopeful that graduation, some of you guys are going to be graduating next spring. It's going to be more normal than it was this past spring, but we'll have to wait and see. So this video is going to be like a welcome letter, welcome back, Cotter. Anybody ever watch that? Yeah. And we're just going to take a welcome letter. If you've had my classes before, I like to do videos just because I think they're more engaging, and it works better for me anyways. And I'll be continuing to doing that for my classes. And I'm going to go over some content just as part of this welcome letter and this introduction, and just to address some questions that you may have, especially coming into the fall. And hopefully we'll be able to answer all the questions that you may have. And if not, you let me know what I'm not addressing or what you don't know the answer to yet, and I can address that to everybody, because I'm sure you're not the only one who has that question. So I want to go ahead and minimize this. Put my glasses back on because I am blind, and we're going to go over some stuff. So this right here, you should have already received an email from Hocking College saying exactly this. So it talks about the semester begins next Monday, August 17th. During the first week of the semester, all classes will be held remotely through Blackboard. So they're going to be online. So even if your class is going to have some structure where they're in class, for just because that's the nature of the class that has to be in person, your first week is going to be online. Okay. So it talks about some information on how to access Blackboard, and we'll be going over the Hocking College website shortly, but you'll be able to access it on Blackboard. You'll be able to access Blackboard on the Hocking College website. It talks about help desk if you have problems with it. Beginning Saturday, August 15th, once you're signed in, your courses will be available under the course panel, which is, again, in Blackboard. So you'll meet with your in-person and hybrid courses during the regular time listed on your schedule. So again, the first week is going to be online. If you have in-person or hybrid classes after, as part of your regular schedule, the in-person capacity will start on week 2. If you have questions about your class time, please contact your instructor. So you should have received some sort of email or notification or information sometime this week from your instructor. And if you are in my class, my Database 2 class coming up starting next week, I'll be sending you some more information about that in a separate email, but some of the content is also going to be in this particular video that we'll be going over. So remember, this is very, very important. Remember that you must check in every day and receive a color-coded wristband while you're on campus, like I have right here. You have to wear that, okay? It's going to change every day, and make sure you guys can see it. Okay, it's going to change every day, and there ain't no if and buts about it. You gotta have it. Okay. And so there's designated areas where you can check in, and what they do is they do a forehead scan of your temperature, make sure you have a mask, and ask you some questions that are related to if you have any kind of symptoms or if you've been in any kind of hotspot areas. So that's going to be our new normal as we come to class, as you guys come to campus for your classes or meetings or whatever it is that you're doing. So like I said, wear a mask, covers your nose, mouth, and chin while you're at Hocking College buildings or outside, and unable to stay 6 feet away from each other. So if you're outside and if you're in close quarters, if you're close to each other, then you still need to wear your mask. If you're 6 feet away or more, then you don't necessarily need to wear a mask. And if you've had my class before, if you've known me, the past year or so, I am hearing impaired. So this is admittedly going to be an issue for me because I do rely a lot on reading lips. So it's just going to be a struggle for me. And I know there's transparent mask, but as I said earlier, I'm blind as well as I am deaf. And that's just going to be a struggle. It's going to be a learning curve for me to be able to be able to do what I need to do. So please just bear with me and work with me. And whenever I can't hear you because of the mask, please, I don't know, please just try to speak up, I guess. I don't know. We'll figure it out. If your voice, or if you have a voice or pitch that, or tone that I just can't hear well, I've had students in the past will kind of relay the message of what a soft-spoken student is trying to say. So we'll figure it out. Everything's going to be a learning curve here. Our database class, that if you have your class with me coming up this particular 8 weeks, first 8 weeks is online. So this is not as much of an issue. But whenever we have our incubator class, which is the second half of the 8 weeks, this is going to admittedly be more of an issue, but we'll figure it out. Okay, so some other things that I was wanting to share, just because I think it's interesting, is the 2019 IT Skills and Salary Report from Global Knowledge. And the reason I think this is interesting, and that's not what I want to go to. Okay, this is it. The reason I think it's interesting is because knowledge is power, I guess, you can say. And, it's nice to know what the opportunities are out there. I was doing an interview earlier with a gentleman, and he was asking why I just like what I do here and why I like to volunteer at other activities. And for me, education equals opportunities, and you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what the opportunities are out there. You don't know what the potentials are out there until you're exploring, until you explore it, or you have somebody, bring it to your attention. So the 2019 IT Skills and Salary Report, it talks about, and I'll put a link in the, I was going to say show notes. I'll put a link in the email that you're going to receive on this, so you can see it as well. But it talks about, compensation and certifications and raises and bonuses. And this is primarily IT related. It talks about responsibilities levels. It talks about salary by job function. So we're big on, cloud computing, AWS stuff, as you guys know, and talks about based off 308 respondents in North America, average salary was $138,000. Now, this is always dependent upon, there's always other variables, like what their other educational background was, what their experience level coming in, where the other demographics of like where they're located. So, that's not going to say that's across the board. What that's saying is that's on average based off the people who've responded. Application development and programming. You can see that right here, around 104,000 based off 638 respondents. Let's see. So I'm not going to go over this whole thing because you guys can explore it yourself. But I just wanted to point out some things that may be of interest to you. So U.S. salaries by state is, where's Ohio? There we go. Ohio is 103,000. Canadian, European, we're not worried about that. Certifications. Let's see. So it says 85% of all IT professionals hold at least one cert. The salary by number of certifications earned. So if they have no certs, it's 104 for North America. And the more certs you have, the more your pay increases, which makes sense. It talks about salary by certification category. Amazon Web Services talks about North America. Out of 580 respondents, it's 129,000 average salary. So they talk about top paying certifications. AWS. Let's see. So here are 3 AWS certifications. GCP, which is Google Cloud Practitioner, is up here. And then there's 3 AWS ones right here. If you are in the business program, you may be interested in some of the project management certifications that are available out there. So certifications are something that you definitely want to invest the time and the efforts, and sometimes the frustrations of studying for them. So it talks about worldwide. AWS Certified Solutions Architect professional has topped our worldwide list with average salary of 120. Another cloud certification, just of a GCP, is 118. And the second highest paying certification with CISSP, and I don't know what that is 116. So it talks about 3 other AWS certifications make the worldwide top 10, with SysOps Admin at number 5, Certified Developer at number 8, and Solutions Architect at number 9. Okay. It talks about the most popular certifications. So if you are in the cybersecurity program, you may be interested in some of the certifications that are built with it. If you are in the business program, there's some project management, or in the web and app development, there's a role for that as well. AWS, the most commonly held AWS certifications, they list those right here. Okay. Talks about some popular certifications, talks about cross-certification, benefits of cross-certifying with AWS. So if you are in the cyber program and you may be acquiring some of these certifications, you may also be interested in the AWS certs. So this goes into some of the resources that you can utilize to prep for these certifications. As you guys may already know, we offer some of those resources here as well. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it I wanted to show you on that. Okay. Oops. So now here are some resources and tips, and then we'll also go over the Hocking College website. So one of the things that I've discovered by accident recently is pinning Chrome tabs. And you may already know this. And if you already know this, then you should have shared that tidbit with me. But so you can see on my screen, like there's 3 little tiny icons here. Okay, that's what happens when you pin a tab. So I'm going to go ahead and unpin this so you can see what it does. Okay. So I've unpinned my tabs, and you can see it's a normal tab size. It takes up, the space on the top of, my browser, my window. And as we all know, well, at least me personally anyways, it's really easily to get overwhelmed with all the tabs that you have open. It's just it's annoying. And then you accidentally delete the wrong one or close out the wrong one. And then you have to open it back up. And it's just it's just annoying. So what I like about pinning tabs, the way it works, and this is Chrome, obviously, is right-click, pin, right-click, pin, right-click, pin. And the advantages of doing that is, for one, you don't accidentally close or delete a tab that you didn't want to. If you want to keep it open so that you can review it every so often, or if you're on a video conference or whatever, if you're on a webinar, something you don't want to accidentally close because it means you have to try to get back into it, I pin the tabs because it's a lot harder to accidentally click on one of those and close it, as opposed to something like here. If you're trying to clean up your space here, it's a lot easier to accidentally delete the wrong one or close out the wrong one. So that's one reason I like to pin tabs. Another reason I like to pin tabs is, as you can see, it just cleans up the space that I have up here. It just makes it a little bit easier and neater, and it's not quite so overwhelming. I can see the tabs a lot better to see what it is that I'm working on. So pinning tabs, like I said, right click pin to unpin, right click unpin. Simple as that. Loom. I'm actually using Loom right now. Loom is a video recording software that I came across and that I really like it. And I think that it's going to be a big benefit for you guys as well, especially as we're working remotely. And sometimes you guys might get stuck on a problem. And screenshots are great, but they're kind of hard as well sometimes to see what you're doing, as opposed to just kind of capturing this screenshot and that conversation back and forth. If you could record what you're doing and send me that link, that would be a lot better a lot of the times, especially, like I said, as we're working remotely. So what I want you guys to do is open up, go to Loom. Let's see, that's my videos. So this is the Loom pricing page it looks like it's free. You might be able, I don't know if it's free for students as well, free for education. I don't know if that's just for students or for educators, but if you're not able to do this one for free, the pro, do at least the basic for free. You can get up to 25 videos and you're able to record your screen like you see me doing right now. And you can record a video like you see me right now as well. And what's also nice about this is that you can do, I have a Chrome extension on here. And so you would click Loom for Chrome. I just usually got, as you saw, Google Chrome extension, Loom Chrome extension, something like that, whatever I did. And it gives you some information on how it works and what it does. And then mine says remove because I already have it, but you would just install it or add it or whatever the verbiage is for your Chrome browser. And you'll see it up in the top right hand corner. It's got that little logo like you see right here. Okay, you'll see that on the top right hand corner of your extensions. And it's really super easy to just click on it